Prince Henry, known affectionately as Prince of England's Hearts, Alex Claremont Diaz, the charismatic son of the American president.
We are the same height, Your Majesty. Actually, it's Your Royal Highness. Your Majesty is reserved for the King. Oh, thank you for the etiquette lesson.
What in the Laurel and Hardy is you were joking?
I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy.
He's elite and privileged and lives in a palace.
You're now elite and privileged and live in a palace.
Do you ever wonder who you'd be if you were an anonymous person in the world?
Time's up. We gotta get back to... Oh, God.
Well, that's a look, innit?
Alex, we are in a hotel crawling with reporters in a city filled with cameras on the precipice of the biggest event of the campaign.
So tell me to go, Henry. And I promise I will walk out that door and trouble you no longer.
Oh, dear.
Wait.
What on people them? So this is my Patreon Jeff's request for winning the Jump the Queue prize draw last week, and actually he requested a movie, and actually it's one that he had mentioned before called Red, White and Royal Blue, and apparently it's won like a lot of accolades, and like it's doing really well in terms of its performance and stuff. I think it's a bit of a rom-commy. It's like an LGBTQ rom-commy sort of sitch. And I mean, listen, I cry over like anything, absolutely anything. So the chances are I'm probably going to be in some kind of tears at this, I imagine. But I'm going to try and hold it together as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, people don't come here just to see me cry. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. I haven't, the last movie I reacted to was the Hunger Games series. Let's read out the preamble. Based on the New York Times bestseller, Red, White and Royal Blue centers around Alex, the president's son. So I'm guessing that's the president of the United States. And Britain's Prince Henry, whose long-running feud threatens to drive a wedge in US-British relations. I'm guessing that's going to say. Okay, well, I mean, I've had it on good authority. It's a good movie, so I'm going to remain open-minded. I think Jeff did check IMDb, because I did say I was like an IMDb snob. I can't remember what he said. I think it was like 7 point something. But for me, anything that's like, I think the worst film I've ever watched was The Room, which is now like a cult classic for being so terrible, and I think that got like a 2. So, you know, like I will watch like almost anything. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay, then let's waste no time. Let's jump into this. Oh.
It was a storybook ceremony today inside Westminster Abbey, where the future King of England, Prince Philip, Duke of Cambridge, married his childhood sweetheart, Lady Martha Fitzroy, Prince Henry, known affectionately as Prince of England's Hearts, and their younger sister, Princess Beatrice, whom all the world adores, Alex Claremont Diaz, the charismatic son of the American president. Also representing the US, Laura Holleran, the Vice President's granddaughter. Mr. Claremont Diaz is often referred to as the American Prince Henry.
Oh, do we like that?
Here's an idea. How about we skip the party tonight and go do touristy things instead? It's the whole Prince Henry comparison.
Yeah, I knew it. Exactly.
He spent his entire life attending fancy events like this. I feel like if I use the wrong fork at dinner, they're just gonna eat me alive.
I mean, I'm already seeing like a litany of like beautiful people here. So Jeff, sir?
Just remember you're handsome and charming and everyone loves you.
I'll tip that off and I'm gonna just met him.
The cake alone cost £75,000. They practically had to break the doors down to get it inside. It's obscene.
At least he knows. 75 grand.
But Prince Henry is so yummy.
Nora, no. He's such a snob.
I was gonna go for a rich white boy. That is a rich white boy I'd go for.
But he's the worst kind of rich white boy. Smug and entitled.
He's a prince, Alex. He's literally entitled.
Attractive the president's son is.
He's the world's rudest person.
He's the world's most irritating person.
I've heard so much about you. You're sticking with me tonight. Come on.
Is this where the love interest is gonna come from?
How's it going?
Did he just ignore him? Fam, never mind which fork to use. Look at that cake. I'd be fuming. Absolutely fuming if someone did that.
That? That's nice.
That's nice.
Henry!
Oh dear.
What's up? Long time no see. Gotta wonder how many families you could feed with what this cake costs.
Yes, Alex.
Send you to snobbery school, or does looking down on people just come naturally to you?
Well, in your case, I would say it's rather inevitable.
We are the same height, Your Majesty.
Actually, it's Your Royal Highness. Your Majesty is reserved for the king. Oh, thank you for the etiquette lesson. You know what?
Dude.
Sorry.
Let's just make a paste. Oh dear. Can you imagine if this was actually happening? Like,
It'll be fine.
dude. What in the Laurel and Hardy if you were joking? I mean, you would, wouldn't you? Somebody would. Somebody would. I think I'm getting a vibe for the film already. Stephen Fry's in this. And Uma Thurman.
Darling, you've done some pretty stupid things in your day, but this...
Takes the cake?
Oh, you hear that, Zara? He's opening with a joke.
I'll shoot the president.
Shoved me.
An urge I currently share with Prince.
Ma, you know by next week no one will be talking about this anymore. And really, no reasonable person is gonna even pay attention to that.
The Buttercream Summit.
Juvenile stunt. And it certainly casts a pall over our negotiation.
What I need from you, sunshine of my heart, is some good old-fashioned damage control.
I'm really sorry, Mom.
I know you are, baby. That's why I need you to fix it.
Ah! Zara! What are you? Stop!
You're flying back to London tonight. Released a joint statement explaining that what happened at the wedding was a complete misunderstanding.
Which
it was.
And despite rarely having time to see one another, you and Prince Henry are in fact close personal friends and have been for the last several years.
Is he gonna fact sheet on me?
Yes, and I can assure you that making it was one of the most depressing moments of my career. And I once saw Mitch McConnell eating a banana.
Can I just point out that the royal serve no elective role whatsoever?
Oh, unlike you, whose role is clearly spelled out in Article nothing of the U.S. Constitution. And no partying. You can hate Prince Henry all you want, but the minute you see a camera, you better act like the sun shines out of his ass and you have a vitamin D deficiency.
No.
And there is no getting out of this.
Yo. This goes to show it's not always the ones with the power
Princess Catherine.
who really have the power.
What's the name of Henry's dog?
David. I mean, really, who names their dog David?
You know I have a Shih Tzu named Jonathan.
I still maintain that's weird.
That's my son you're talking about.
It's actually really cool seeing some like British things like in like relatively recent times as well. It's quite cool.
John Shrivastava, Prince Henry's equerry.
Nice to meet you, Sean. Is an equerry. Do you handle the horses, or?
I am His Royal Highness's personal attendant.
Sir, the butler.
I'm not the butler, I'm the equerry.
And back we go to my original question. What is an equerry?
Me.
It kind of sounds like a butler.
You've gotta be joking. Alex.
Very excessive.
Take some pictures of His Royal Highness welcoming you.
Don't I get to
I'm
shower and
afraid
change
we're on a
first?
very tight schedule,
Oh
sir.
my God, we don't want to screw up the schedule.
You must stand to the right.
A structural.
Is that protocol or just his good side?
It's a bit weird that like he's doesn't get to like dress up and stuff.
Camera, please.
Are we finished here?
Yes, Your Royal Highness.
The tension.
Can you two scooch in a little closer together? You've been mates since you met at the Melbourne Climate Conference several years back. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Deep
Hit it
friends.
off instantly. Yep. Alex has very strong opinions, and he shares them loudly. What 3 words would I use to describe Henry? White, blonde, and British. The thing I most admire about Alex is his willingness to admit when he's wrong. Wonderful trait to have.
Henry does the best freestyle raps.
Come on, do a little for him.
No.
Don't you do an incredible Barbra Streisand impression? Voice of an angel, this one, really.
How on earth did you end up on the floor in
Buckingham Palace.
covered in cake?
In the reign of Queen Victoria, they were having food fights all the time.
Not what anybody wants to hear in the cost of living crisis, but okay.
Classic.
Did you just call her Vicky?
Well, his mum is the President of the United States. My mum is the Duchess of Edinburgh. His mum outranks my mum. What do we think of that?
A weird thing to ask for kids. What?
Stay down.
It's a very confined space.
I'm
Why'd you dislike me? Conference in Melbourne, first night party. I went to introduce myself to you, and you looked at me like I had head lice. Then you turned to your equerry and said, "Get me out of here."
I could have been nicer. What else? It couldn't have just been the conference. Oh my God, it is.
I admittedly acted ungenerously towards you. Has occupied such a vast mental and emotional space in your head.
Sure, when you put it like that. But it was my first foray into the world as a public figure, and I was really scared, and you could have helped me, and you didn't.
Ah, that's actually deeper than, yeah.
I'm sorry I was a prick to you. It's no excuse, but I was a prick to everyone in those days. My father had died a few months before, and the palace insisted on parading me around.
Mm.
I didn't say get me out of here. I said I need to get out of here, which is a different thing entirely.
It's slightly different. Context,
Now
people.
I feel like I need to apologize.
Threat neutralized. Some kid brought fireworks for his friend.
When you say neutralized...
We took him out. Ah, that's cute.
You're expected at my New Year's party.
No, I hate New Year's.
Wow. Most people would kill to get an invite to my party.
That's perfect. You can kill me and I won't have to go.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, I need to get out of here. See you in a few months, Your Majesty. Later, Sean.
The first son's charm offensive this week has helped his mother's campaign.
What's your beef with him anyway? I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy.
He's elite and privileged and lives in a palace.
Meanwhile, you're now elite and privileged and live in a palace.
I mean,
Your mom
literally.
is the epitome of authority.
Alex.
There we go.
I had no idea you and the prince were such good friends. Hey, you mind if I put my journalist hat on for a sec?
Only if you actually have one of those journalist hats like they do in the old movies.
Promise I'll wear it for you sometime. Hey, nervous the Republicans are gonna...
Flirty.
How about sources close to the president?
I'm gonna pass.
Es lo que te hace tan encantador. Eso y las pestañas.
I was saying eyelashes. It reminds me of like an anime character. I can't think who.
Qué buena birthday, Miguel.
Lo mismo, Alex.
So is he like openly gay or because there's all kinds of smizing going on here? I'm thinking, fuck it, are you happy? Ah! MI6, not kidding. His Royal Highness Prince Dickhead. What a thing to say to someone! Yeah.
First read Zadie Smith as a teen. You absolutely have to read Another Country by James Baldwin.
The thing that people don't understand about Byron's poetry. He was single-handedly responsible for every romance ever written in the last 2 centuries.
God, man, what have you done? So, there's this American tradition where the president pardons a turkey before Thanksgiving. I found out that they keep the turkey in a luxury hotel suite the night before the ceremony. Can you think of anything more wasteful?
Oh, perhaps this conversation.
Anyway,
Loving the
White House, and they put the little asshole. Why are you awake?
Because some bellend decided to call me at 3 a.m. to talk turkey.
What's a bellend?
Look it up. I'm in bed with my dog watching Bake Off.
Never occurred to me.
Love a
that
bit
people
of Bake
watch
Off.
television.
I surprised you in any way?
Nope.
You are just as ghastly as I imagined.
Good night.
That's just the weirdest thing to have a turkey in your room to pardon the next day.
Has anyone on the campaign actually read my Texas strategy memo?
What Texas strategy memo?
I think I have my answer.
Alex,
Yeah.
this isn't a really good time. I have a ton of work. Can you just make yourself at home, kid?
Detailing how we can win in Texas next year. I spent weeks working on it. I think it's a viable plan that you should take seriously.
Did anyone ask you to write this memo?
Oh, I took the initiative.
Yeah. If there's one thing people on campaigns hate, it's when the candidate's family takes initiative.
Bruh, there are good ideas in here. I really want to help.
Yeah, man.
You want to help your mother's campaign? Make sure Prince Henry comes to your party. People like him more than they like you.
Well, they wouldn't if they knew him.
I mean, apart from you like your 3 a.m. turkey calls, you like him too, sir. If that isn't the state of the nation, all of
Look
the
who it is. Nice tie. Rocking the orange.
Orange? Must be colorblind. This is obviously copper.
You are so annoying. You gotta catch up.
Hey! I really want to go and party now. I've got work in the morning.
You don't dance?
Ballroom lessons didn't exactly cover this.
Ballroom
All in
lessons.
the hips. Use it up.
That's sick how they've done that. I feel like I'm already rooting for them. Oh wow. Ah. I'm confused. Was he hoping that he would kiss him instead?
Did I do something wrong?
Do you ever wonder who you'd be if you were an anonymous person in the world? Who would you be? Be a writer. Live in Paris. Certainly date more.
Yeah, because it's so hard for a prince to get a date.
People I date don't interest me, and the people who interest me, I can't date.
Oh my God, Henry, I have no idea what you're talking.
I mean, that's a bold move.
I'm sorry.
Did he completely just catch him off guard? Or did he just not expect him to do that? Because I saw that coming. Anyone else?
Will be how to work. You know, I just wish some of my colleagues in this go
Ah.
out on the road with me to see what's happening in our...
I mean, the fact that he's at least hollering him.
I'm ready to lead from day one.
Okay, what's going on?
So, funny thing happened on New Year's Eve. Henry kind of kissed me.
I totally privately called that. He has never once checked me out, and I am what some men would consider exquisite. So when I
Know
say
your
Henry,
sauce.
Kind of gay.
More like the first 50 rows of a Gaga concert kind of gay.
But he's always dating a different girl.
Oh. Do you remember Henry's friend, Percy?
Oh.
Are you into him?
I'm not into him. Tell me more about this kiss. Did you like it?
He grabbed my hair in a way that made me understand the difference between rugby and football.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
What an analogy.
It wasn't unpleasant, just surprising.
I mean, you've been wanting him to be down forever.
What? Wrong. No.
Okay. I have some observations for you. Completely obsessed with Henry for years.
I've not
Do
been-
not interrupt me. You've been long-distance text flirting with him all day, every day for months. You spent the entire New Year's party straight up ignoring the who's who of hot young women in order to talk to Henry. And he kissed you, and you liked it. So, objectively, what do you think that means?
Catch up, bro. Catch up.
How many guys have you been with?
Whoa.
Oh, did she hear? Was she allowed to hear?
2. Once in high school, and once with Miguel Ramos.
The political reporter!
Shut up! He's supposed to be my guest at the Prime Minister's dinner next month. He can't ignore me all night. Can he?
Juliet?
I'm pro ignoring people. If I don't want to talk to you, I ain't talking to you.
Alex? Perfect.
Oh, is he not there?
Que guapo.
There we go. Thanks, you too.
I read your Texas campaign memo.
How? That was super confidential.
The campaign
Okay.
your memo intact?
Get out of the way now.
You should.
Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
To Alex.
His breath is literally taken away, isn't it?
Texas. Good to see you, Miguel.
Look, I know I owe you an explanation. My behavior was appalling. Shut up, stop talking.
Aww.
All right, fellas, time's up. We gotta get back to. Oh, God.
So, are you still...
Oh, God.
Stonehenge? Your Royal Highness?
There you are.
Hi, Ma.
Prime Minister, this is my son, Alex.
It's good to see
Stonehenge.
His Royal Highness on better
I
terms
understand that one.
and not on the floor.
You're gonna stay at least 500 feet away from me for the rest of the night.
Sensible plan.
I'm not done.
Of course you're not.
Then at midnight, you're gonna come to my room on the second floor of the residence where I'm going to do some very bad things to you.
His brain was like, how is this even possible? Like 3 weeks ago, no one even knew, and now, and the person that I didn't even like. Wow. I mean, I just keep forgetting this is like a prince and a.
Key to my family's house in Austin. I started wearing it when we moved here.
Think I've ever owned a key in my entire life?
Wow.
No such thing as a locked door and you're a prince, I suppose.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Just to put it out there.
I guess you could say
Shane.
I'm bisexual.
For the first time you said that.
Noted.
Noted.
Just to put it out there, I am as gay as a maypole.
I have
They're
no
pretty
idea
gay.
what a maypole is. Are they known for their homosexual tendencies?
Oh God, yes. Notorious.
I wouldn't mind doing this again.
Me neither. We just have to keep it very casual, of course.
Obviously, the press and all.
I just can't afford for you to fall in love with me.
Okay.
No, that's
Get
not what I meant when I
over
said.
yourself, Your Majesty.
That must feel like such a
I should probably get going.
such a bubble when all your eyes on you and you can just have your little banters, have a little play.
There's this charity polo match in Windsor next month. I was wondering if you might want to be my guest.
I don't know how to play polo.
I suppose that will be all right, seeing as you won't be playing. I will.
Probably safer for everyone.
Yeah, agreed.
Wow, that's a look, innit? I don't think I've ever watched, played, listened to nothing polo. Is this not primarily like a British sport? Or do they play polo everywhere? Oh, is that what the Ralph Lauren thing's about? So every time they hang out, they hook up, right? Every time.
You hungry?
Yeah, I could eat.
They've never just jetted off to France, have they?
Do you have a last name?
Actually, I have several. So my full name is Henry George Edward James Hanover Stuart Fox.
And I thought Alexander Gabriel Claremont Diaz was a mouthful.
He is.
Wow. This is a 12. It's what 12-year-olds are talking about.
Grandpa's a cold, hard realist. He sat me down on my 18th birthday and told me not to let any selfish desires I might be harboring reflect poorly on the crown.
That is some bull.
It's my life.
He doesn't get it, does he?
I was 4 years old when I realized that everyone in my country knew my name, but I would never know theirs. Prince Henry belongs to Britain. Henry Fox has to belong to himself, or else he'll vanish.
Can he ever belong to someone else?
Only momentarily.
Guess something we just can't really relate to, that kind of being in a cage, but actually not really being free.
I think we should make love tonight.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
I'm down. We just make love anymore. We're gonna like listen to Lana Del Rey when we do it.
All right. I went to an English boarding school, dear. Trust me, you're in good hands.
What is it about, like, the whole English boarding school thing that's like a thing? Like, this is a 12. Oh, my.
Is there any part of you that
Quite delicately, beautifully done.
of a president?
But still,
Family
12.
wasn't in politics. You really do love it, don't you?
Yeah, I really do. To know that what you do has a meaningful impact on people's lives. I've been given a chance to be someone in the world that my father didn't see when he was growing up. You can't know what that means.
But can he? As a gay prince.
I'm learning.
Oh, bless them. They're both so
Did you tell
smitten.
Miguel Ramos that we had a plan to flip Texas? I was unaware my campaign had a new Texas strategy. Can you please tell me what it is?
If your campaign had read my memo, you'd know. Aren't you firing up the youth vote, building a grassroots movement? Why aren't you fighting for your home state, Ma?
I am fighting for my administration. I have 330 million. They need me to be realistic so they can be idealistic. You are no longer allowed to speak to the press. Do you understand me?
That was quite tense.
27.
What?
You were 27, not 28 when you won your first election. Ask any of the women who work for you.
I read your memo. Good work. I'm sending you to Texas.
Really?
Greetings from the Lone Star State.
It's hard to put into words how exciting it is to be back here working to get my mom reelected.
I can't think of a single way to start this email except to say you're incredible. But should I also tell you that when we're apart, your body comes back to me in my dreams?
I'm out here giving my all for my mother. I can't have smut filling my inbox. You know I am incorrigible, so don't encourage me.
It's becoming increasingly difficult attending these mindless ribbon cuttings while you're out there changing the world.
I'll admit this to you and no one else. For all my big talk and certainty, I'm secretly afraid I'm going to let my mother down.
I'm reminded of one of my favorite quotes from Sense and Sensibility. It isn't what we say that defines us, but what we do. And I think that what you're doing is amazing.
Her vision for America has you at the center, your hopes, your values, your future.
Great speech. Really good up there.
Thanks.
You know,
Can't talk to you, mate.
Hotel tonight.
Leech, lurch.
Do you honestly believe that we're ever hooking up again?
Well, I don't anymore.
The only thing I'm confirming tonight is that you're an asshole. Feel free to use that quote. What are you doing here?
Oh, just a bit of skullduggery. Let me help you plan it.
We need to get up to my room right now.
Oh, he's gonna be a spiteful little bee, isn't he?
Have you ever cooked for yourself?
Once, unsuccessfully.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, In the Mood for Love.
I've never seen it.
God, sometimes I forget how uncultured you Americans are. It's only the swooniest movie of all time.
I've never seen it.
Is that even a word?
Yeah.
Have you ever had your heart broken?
The day my dad died.
Oh.
Alex Claremont Diaz, it's almost 7. You have interviews to do. Let's get going. Is there someone in there?
Oh dear.
That's it.
Oh no, you can't come in.
Where is she?
Zara, no one is here.
Left her phone in here.
So she left her phone in here. Big deal. It's all chill, Zara.
Alex, yeah, that is really chill.
Good morning.
Do you want to sit? Okay. Where do you want to go?
How long has this been going on?
Since New Year's.
Oh, God.
Oh, and I told my sister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was really happy for us. Oh, I can't wait to see her again. She's really...
Okay, shut up, okay? Alex, we are in a hotel crawling with reporters in a city filled with cameras on the precipice of the biggest event of the campaign. And you're asking me not to tell your mommy on you?
I haven't told her yet.
Oh, gee, kid. I'm sorry to interrupt your process of becoming, but you're the one who decided to put your into the heir to the British throne.
Oh, she angry.
Okay. Would it
She
make any
angry.
difference if I told you not to see him again?
No.
You better be dressed and in the lobby in 5 minutes so we can get your mother reelected. You get your ass back to merry old England right now. I want you chewing on a goddamn crumpet by sunset, and if anyone sees you leave this hotel, I will Brexit your head from your body. You got me? Your Royal Highness.
She's actually funny though. She actually is funny.
Hey.
Do you have a few minutes?
Sure, darling. You look very serious.
I've been, figuring some things out about myself lately. I've met someone.
Honey, that's great. I mean, why would that be relevant to the campaign? She's not a Republican, is she?
No. She's also a he. And he happens to be Henry.
As in the Prince of England.
Yeah. Oh,
We're gonna need some pizza. So are you gay, bi, fluid, pan, queer?
Let mom die.
I mean, if I've had more warning, I could have made you a PowerPoint presentation, but you need to figure out if you feel forever about him before you take this any further.
I don't know if we're there yet, Mom. I don't know if we ever will be.
One more thing. We didn't go over this particular type of partnering when we had the talk, which is on me for making assumptions.
Okay. Oh my God.
I can have HHS send over some brochures.
You are ridiculous. Oh.
And you have to tell your father.
Oh.
I love you.
Oh.
I love you too. Well, I just came out to my mom. I was never afraid of her rejection. I was afraid that she would see me differently than before. Now I realize that's exactly the point. My parents bought a vacation house after my mother's book was published. I'm headed there to chill over Labor Day weekend with my dad and Nora. My dad suggested that I invite you.
Goodness, this is
Hey, welcome to Casablanca.
Great to see you again, sir.
What's with the sir? Please, call me Congressman.
Oh, well, in that case, you can be Royal Highness. Oh, my goodness.
Someone starts looking at your baby pictures. That might be a forever person.
Wait till he finds out about the karaoke machine.
No, I am definitely not doing karaoke.
Was that a I'm falling in love with you look, or?
Lazarus Wakes. To be honest, I thought because he was a prince that he'd be a little more of a candy ass.
Yeah, he's tougher than he looks. So you like him?
What's not to like? Your mom and I were a stupid idea too. Nobody thought we'd make it. Look at us now. Sometimes you just gotta jump. Hope you're not standing on a cliff.
That is so beautiful that his dad can have that moment with him.
Shower time! No! I've been thinking.
I seriously doubt that.
Oh, seriously doubt that. I've been thinking life is going to be a lot different after the election.
Have a lot more freedom. Until it's my turn to run for office, of course.
Of course.
We can walk through Austin holding hands, and it won't even matter if anyone sees us.
Oh. That reality just setting on
Take you
him.
around to all the places I grew up.
He's thinking about duty, isn't he?
It's like there's a rope attached to my chest and it keeps pulling me towards you. What I'm gonna say is, Henry.
Is he gonna say? Oh, I feel sorry for both of them.
Henry!
He's literally fleeing the scene. Oh, this is so sad. That's so bad. Like, he opened up to him and everything, like, and he was standing on that cliff like his dad said.
In Texas.
I ended things with Alex.
Oh, Hen. Did Grandpa find out?
Not this time, but I felt myself getting too close, and I didn't want to break his heart.
What about your heart?
It's all so silly, isn't it? The idea of royalty in the 21st century, it's so antiquated.
Do you love him?
What difference would it make if I did?
Oh, you're gonna make me cry, man. Come on. Oh, imagine he's and getting no answer.
He won't answer any of my texts or take any of my calls. Has Percy heard from him?
Henry sometimes goes into his cocoon phases, and the only thing to do is just wait it out.
Can't wait it out. I'm going crazy here.
Go to London. Get your man.
I meant to know. I'm too proud for this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Sir, Mr. Claremont Diaz is at the gate. He insists on seeing you.
I'm going to let you say what you need to say, and then I'd like you to leave. What's going on, Henry? A week ago, we were happy, and then you disappear without saying a word? I don't know what more you want me to say, and I don't appreciate you barging in here in the middle of the night. Well, I'm sorry, I can't turn my feelings off as easily as you. Do you honestly think this is easy for me? You won't talk to me. All I know is I'm the one here willing to fight for us. Because it costs you nothing! I flew across an ocean. I stormed a castle to look you in the eye and tell you that I love you, knowing that you wouldn't say it back. So no, Henry. In fact, this is costing me everything, and if this is over, I at least deserve to know why. Oh, for Christ's sake, Alex, for once, I wish you could see me for who I am and not who you want me to be. I wasn't raised by a loving, supportive family like you were. I've centuries of history bearing down on my shoulders. We can figure out a way to love each other on our own terms, no one else's. That is simply not possible, and you know it. So if you want me to go, you have to tell me to leave. Please. Don't make me. I would never leave this room if I didn't think there was any hope of holding on to the happiness that I have found with you. And if you think otherwise, then you don't know me. So tell me to go, Henry. And I promise I will walk out that door and trouble you no longer.
Oh, dear.
Wait. There's something I want you to see.
Dear me. It's just loving it, man. It's just love, regardless who, how. Oh, dear.
When I was a boy, my father used to bring me here. No one else is around to gawk at you. I'll try and take your picture.
I have a dream of taking somebody I loved here, and he'd love it as much as I did. We dance right here amidst all these statues. Just a daft pubescent fantasy.
Ah. I love this song as well.
Please be patient with me, and I promise I will try and be brave for us. Because when they write the history of my life, I want it to include you.
Oh, unlucky shirt.
Until you can have all of me again.
Ah, the key to his house.
Now we're even. I love you. I'll be as patient as you need.
He flew to London. He got his man. He got his man. I don't know how I feel about like dogs in the bed, man. But you know, each their own. Cute dog though.
What's going on? Where's it, Grandpa?
Your emails to Alex have been hacked. They were posted overnight to Reddit. The Mirror and The Sun ran them this morning. Now security photos of the two of you at the V&A have been popping up.
How many of our emails?
Not all of them.
All of them.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, Henry.
I need to call him.
I'm afraid you can't, sir. I've taken the liberty of confiscating your phone as a precaution.
You've done what?
What?
You've taken my phone and laptop as well.
Well, I guess they were hacked.
No.
So.
Can we at least get a message to him? To the White House.
I've tried my contacts within the White House with no luck.
That is
The
horrible.
emails, which the Mirror is calling the Waterloo Letters, details the romance of Prince Henry and Alex Claremont Diaz, the son of American President Ellen Claremont.
This is obviously a critical time for the president in her re-election bid.
Oh,
Polls have her in a dead heat with Governor Richards.
Miguel Ramos of Politico, who was the first American journalist to break this story.
Of course it was him.
Extensively about it. Why is this anyone's business? After all, Alex Claremont Diaz is a private citizen.
He isn't at all a private citizen. He's playing an active role in his mother's campaign.
These emails were posted to Reddit at 11:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday night, and your first article was posted at 2:30 a.m. Monday morning. How did you have time to read nearly 72 emails, write an article, and publish it all within 2.5 hours?
Not sure what you're getting at.
He's an awful. See, I knew it. I knew it was going to be a bitter little.
As many of you have already read, we've struggled every day with what this means for our families, our countries, and our futures.
Imagine.
What was taken from us this week was our right to determine for ourselves how and when we should share our relationship and queer identities with the world. The truth is, every queer person has the right to come out on their own terms and on their own timeline. They also have the right to choose not to come out at all. This isn't about shame. This is about privacy and the fundamental right of self-determination. I fell in love with a person who happens to be a man, and that man happens to be a prince. I hope one day we'll have the opportunity to be public about our relationship on our own terms.
Great job.
That's a brilliant speech.
I'm proud of you.
It's still possible I've cost my mom the election.
Yes. But it's also possible that you just won her the election.
God, I miss him.
Oh my God. I've got the first son in my office moving over the prince like a cow in labor, and I'm not going to get any work done until you put these two lovesick homosexuals on the phone with one another.
I love her. I actually love her. Ah.
Hello?
Baby, I'm hanging in there. Are you okay? No. You know what? I'm coming to London tonight. Hurry. Please. I'll break the sound barrier for you.
Oh my gosh. What is this movie doing to me?
They used to call me the Prince of England's heart, and now it feels like everyone hates me. They still love you. They love the idea of me. Your speech was beautiful. Made me very proud to be your boyfriend. I'm always proud to be your boyfriend.
The king wishes to see you.
The less you say, the better it'll be for you.
Oh, you drip just need to shut up.
I need your advice, Philip.
Oh, is he the king? All the old royal smoking. And around such nice things, I always find that so odd.
There are a number of unscrupulous governments who routinely concoct wholesale fabrications about prominent people.
They are not accusations, they are the truth.
And it's all out there.
From which I am determined to protect you.
You deserve to be happy.
Henry, no one is suggesting that you don't deserve to be happy.
But to throw away your future because of one mad infatuation.
Shut your mouth.
Have you read our emails? This is more than just a mad infatuation. Alex and I love each other deeply.
I have read your emails, Henry. All of them.
Oh dear.
They leave no doubt that your love is genuine. However, your primary responsibility is not to your heart, but to your country. Anything other than maintaining the traditional royal image is out of the question.
Why is it out of the question?
Mr. Claremont Diaz, let me disabuse you of the idea that your contribution to this conversation is in any way welcome.
Right.
You are party to this problem. A nation simply will not accept a prince who is
Won't they?
homosexual.
After all the other things that the royal family have been accused of, yeah, I don't think someone being gay is a big problem. Let's be real.
You're all to go home immediately and await further instructions.
What's going on outside? Apparently there are crowds forming in Manchester, Sheffield, Birmingham, Cardiff.
I will no longer be the prince of shame. The world will know me for who I am, not who you want me to be. I love you. I love you more. I think that's up for debate.
Can you imagine?
The entire race now hangs on Texas. Remember that it was her son, Alex Claremont Diaz, who was a driving force in turning her campaign's focus to Texas.
I think my mom's working on her concession speech. We fought hard, and it isn't over yet. You still haven't noticed my tie. Yellow roses. I read it was a thing in Texas. I thought it might bring you some luck. Oh my God. I'm so grateful you're here.
Ellen Claremont has carried Texas and its 40 electoral votes, and that means President Ellen Claremont has been re-elected as President of the United States.
There are people who will tell you that elections don't matter. But try telling that to the auto worker in Michigan who worries whether or not their plant will be shut. Elections do matter because they give you a voice. And your voice is blended tonight with the voices of millions of Americans just like you. Open-hearted, fearless, and alive to a bolder, brighter, braver future.
Do you still have my key on you?
We won.
We won.
Wow, you really are working class, aren't you? Shut up, Your Majesty. You want me to give you a tour of the house? Yes. Lead the way, darling. All right.
Oh, I loved her. Loved her. And her too, actually, and his sister. In fact, all the cast, because they all played their parts really well. Man like Stephen Fry. Yes, me man. And these two. Well, I'll be honest, yeah. I kind of didn't know what to think when it first started because it's a bit like, this is a little hammy, a little like theatrical. Hammy is the wrong word. A bit theatrical. Again, it's like anything when you first start to watch it, you're just trying to like society, certain things. I mean, again, not trying to make a judgment too early, but I was a bit like, I don't think I'm gonna love this movie. Like, I think it's gonna be one of the things where it's like, I remember Jeff had said that, like, you know, it can be seen as like a little bit of a, you know, one of these kind of rom-commy things you might see on Netflix or something like that, which, to be fair, when I'm hungover on a Sunday, I'll absolutely watch them all. Don't get it twisted. But in terms of, like, you know, seeing it as like a big movie that I would rate or something like that, check that down, sorry. Because you're making a lot of noise right now. That I would rate, I don't know, like when it first started and they were making like some of these jokes and stuff, I was a bit like, okay, cool. This, it's so much more than what I was expecting. It was so much more in so many different ways. Like, you know, to take the concept of having someone like a prince and a president's son, like, who was so in the public eye and therefore so impossible it would appear or seem. I mean, like, I don't think, like, has there ever been any that we can think of that are openly out there as gay or bi or any part of that rainbow spectrum, like, you know? And it's mad because there are so many alleged things that happen that have been accused and alleged within the royal family, which, you know, people will talk about, but like those kind of things, like, how would it be seen? Because, you know, the Queen, the King, head of state, like, and there's also the head of the church as well. So it's also what impact and elements does that have? So just in terms of a concept, it's like a really interesting concept. Like, just to begin with, it's an interesting concept. And I think what's really nice is that they were able to find actors that were like really really charismatic within their particular roles and actually really good actors. Because again, initially I was a bit like, oh, okay, again, a bit theatery, it's a little bit gimmicky, a little bit, but actually in the bits that, like, the really, really, like, telling parts and really telling moments, their acting chops really, like, really came to life, and it really was quite obvious that this was a tale that was, because at one point I was a bit like, when it first started, I was like, Uma Thurman and Stephen Fry have signed on to a film like this, and I was like, I don't know, because again, when it starts, it seems quite like whimsical, and, you know, but I think that by getting to the end of the film and watching it all the way through, like, the layers that it tackles in terms of, like, acceptance of yourself, acceptance of others, you know, fighting for what's right, fighting for what you believe in, you know, having faith, like, you know, duty, obligation, love, you know, self-preservation. Like, there were so many, like, bits I think anybody could relate to. And the thing that also threw me as well is I don't think I've ever watched a movie in my whole adult life that's just a regular movie, like, I say regular, I mean, even the language I'm using, like, when I say regular, I mean like a mainstream movie that's been out there, that has had so much, like, tactileness between guys or women, like people of the same sex. Like, I've never seen that. So I think in my head I was really kind of caught up on the fact that, like, there were quite a few themes, or there were quite a few scenes anyway, that I was like, this is, particularly the actual scene, I was a bit like, this is a lot for a 12. And I still don't know where I sit with that necessarily, like, because I think there's elements of that you could probably still, because I think if that was like any scene, I think I'd still be like, this is a bit close for 12, because I don't know if at 12 years old my mum would have wanted me to see that. I'm also like, yeah, but at what point, you know, I'm presuming it's a 12A rather than a 12. Like, if you are the parent of someone of that age and you think that actually it's appropriate, like, with everything else, I mean, I don't know, like...
Do you think anyone noticed?
Yeah, so I mean, I'd be interested to kind of find out what people think about that, because, like I said, that's probably the only bit that I'm like, oh... So I'm like, everyone should see something like this. Like, it was such a celebration, like, of just being and being in love. And again, all the, and I rate the show and I rate the film, sorry, for how they've created that, because there were so many elements in it that I was just like, this is so beautiful. Like, I know there could very well be some people that are very hateful out there that are just like, I don't want to see this on my screens. But realistically, if you're just a human, yeah, that can relate to other humans having been in love, or falling in love, not being sure whether you should or could fall in love, and then having that actually met and reciprocated, but then almost being like then becoming unrequited because actually there are obstacles in the way. Like, I don't know, I think it'd be really hard for someone to watch that and not just be and not just see how desperately in love they were, and doing all the things that people do that when they are in love, when you can't keep your hands off each other, and you just want to be amongst each other, and the banter and the jokes and the even right to the end, just like, okay, come on in then, Your Majesty. Like, there's so much, like, that's just what's usual, and I liked that, all the little things that actually, like, are just usual about every other show. Like, and I keep comparing it to, like, I Have Never, or is it I Have Never? That show on Netflix, which I think is again another brilliant show. Like, just little things, like, when they were lying when they went swimming and they were lying on that little thing in the middle of the water, like, and they were just lying there again, all kind of tactile and stuff. That's the kind of thing that you would see with a guy and a girl, like, and it shouldn't be any different, like, because, like, we've got everybody in the world, and people love in different ways, and so I think in that sense, how they did that, I think was quite beautiful. I love the scene when Henry flew over to his New Year's Eve party, and like everyone's on the floor getting down, get low, and there were just this moment where they just the eye contact between them. I thought the way they did that was absolutely brilliant. How they were doing the kind of like texting and stuff, like he was there, because when you are texting someone, that's kind of what it feels like when you're in those kind of conversations and stuff. And it was nice to kind of see that blossoming, and to see, like, just to see how the relationship went from this friction moment where there's, usually 9 times out of 10 when there is some kind of tension there, to seeing it blossom into that kiss of, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, I'm Prince, I don't even know whether you even wanted me to do that, and now everyone's gonna, that feeling of not knowing what was gonna happen on the back of it. Again, I just think they handled that really, really well. I love the scene when Alex told his mum, the president, and stuff, and what her reaction was. We're gonna need some pizza, and just having that, and having conversations about, like, how she would have presumed, but like it's all good basically, but still having like a birds and bees conversation, like about being safe and all that kind of stuff. It's just I see why they signed up to this, because it's such a normalization of something that is normal for so many other people in the world, and actually being this thing that's like I don't know, this thing that's hidden behind curtains, or this thing that's hidden behind closed doors. It stops it from being normalized. It stops it from letting people know that actually it's cool. Like, we just want you to be happy, because that's exactly what life should be about. You should be happy. It's just beautiful that they made such a beautiful movie, which, as I said, I didn't think from the beginning I would love as much. I cried so much in that movie, like, and when they found out, when it all broke, and I was like, you've had some very, very, very close messages. Yeah. And imagine that your closest message has been, like, divulged to the whole world. Like, how awful would you feel? That'd be awful and horrible. So yeah, I really felt for them then, but I really love the fact that he found his courage through Alex. Like, his whole life, having lost his dad and having been, subjected to this duty that he had to fulfill, he was able to find his strength and his courage, which he thought he didn't have, because he already assumed that Alex was going to call him a coward, and he didn't. He was just there for him. And I also rate the fact that he didn't take, we live in a world now where everybody's just on to the next. And I'm probably the same a little bit. Like, when anyone annoys me, I'm like, bye. But it's actually really interesting that he fought. Like, he didn't just... If someone left me in the middle of the night, yeah, and said nothing, and I mean, you'd be hard pushed for me to text them the next day anyway. And then if I text someone that still didn't get nothing, I don't know whether I would have the grace to then get on a plane across oceans, like, get to the gate. I have to fight my way through, like, but because he did that, he was able to demonstrate, like, how much he cared about him. And I suppose that's what it is, isn't it? I mean, when you care about somebody, like, you don't ask the question of how. Do you know what I mean? You will just find a way. That was an absolutely awesome film. I really, really enjoyed that, and I think it was a great way to, as I say, it's a different take on a story, which, you know, it had all the elements of films that have happened before, the coming out and the bigotry and all that kind of stuff. It had elements of that, but it was all done in a real fresh, modern, nuanced, relatable, progressive way. And I love what he said about thinking about the future and not just thinking about the past. Like, it was good that there was elements of thinking about the future in this, and the fact that there were modern things you could look at, modern shots of, like, the streets of London and that kind of stuff. It just really made you feel about, like, it's now, even though that isn't the case, like with any members of the royal family or whatever else and like that. But it made you feel like it was really current. Was there anything? Oh, and I really loved his mum, the woman that was running the campaign. Like, I thought she was absolutely brilliant. She was so funny. At first, I was a bit like, what's her problem? But her bark is definitely worse than her bite. When she found them together in the room, there were so many bits in this that were funny. I would be really, really proud of this. You know, two beautiful people. Like, I don't think I've ever seen eyes so beautiful in my life. His eyelashes are just like, what, bro? You're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But they both are. In fact, the whole movie, just beautiful people everywhere. I loved it. Like, so Jeff, an absolutely brilliant movie reaction. I hope your hubby enjoyed it as well. Apologies for crying all the way through that, but I didn't think it was gonna get me, to be fair, because, like, it's emotional. I was like, I'm all right, but again, I get so invested in characters when I watch them, and, like, especially if they're believable. And I think the writing was really good. I just think all of it, the concept and how they put it together, they should be really proud of this project. And I'm really glad I've seen it. So I'm going to stop talking now, because I could probably keep talking about it for a while yet. But that was really good. I would have given this a good, strong, at least an 8 out of 10. I think I would have given this movie at least an 8 out of 10, just in terms of, like, how they were able to. Because, like I said, I think that the kind of second, third, and fourth parts of the movie were stronger than maybe the first part. So that's probably the only reason why I'd kind of mark it down any there. But I think in terms of delivery, message, joy, engagement, nuance, fresh perspective, music as well, and having jamming in the beginning, like, I almost was ready to go out. Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And again, I loved how they normalized just exactly what everybody does when they meet someone, you know what I mean, which is having that good time and being tactile, and then just wanting to rip it. Like, that's love. Do you know what I mean? It's how it all starts, and I love that they didn't shy away from that. So yeah, brilliant, nice one, Jeff. Well, if you did enjoy this with me, I really appreciate a like and subscribe. That'd be amazing. Thank you so much. I definitely will put, like, a little warning on there to be like, there is a little bit of grumpy a little bit of grumpy in this, but I'd love to know what everyone else's thoughts were and their perspectives were on this as well. Yes, the full reaction will be on Patreon, which I do have, so you want to head over to Patreon and become part of the Patreon family, just like our good man Jeff. That would be amazing, and it's a great way to support the channel as well. So for now, thank you for watching with me, and I hope to see you on the next one. My eyes are actually red. Like, oh my God. You see see what you did, Jeff? You see what you did?